The last survivor. The silence of space had never felt so absolute. Captain Eliza Frost's ragged breathing echoed inside her helmet as she clung to the twisted remains of her ship's hull, all that was left of the HMS Tenacity. The emergency beacon pulsed weakly, beep, beep, beep. She focused on that sound, letting it anchor her to sanity as she drifted in the black void between star systems. Still alive, she whispered, watching her breath fog the faceplate. Somehow. The attack had come without warning. Alien vessels, sleek, predatory things that moved like shadows, had emerged from hyperspace and torn through the Tenacity's shields with weapons that seemed to bend reality itself. In the final moments before her ship died, Eliza had grabbed the one thing that mattered, a small data core containing the genetic template of humanity's greatest legend. The Silver Phoenix. A creature of myth that could rise from its own ashes, immune to radiation, capable of healing any wound. The aliens had come for it, and they'd killed her entire crew to get it. But they hadn't found what they were looking for. A flicker of light cut through the darkness, not the harsh glare of an alien vessel, but something warm and golden. As it drew closer, Eliza felt an impossible sensation, heat, penetrating the vacuum of space itself. The ship that approached was unlike anything in human or alien design. Its hull curved like living metal, absorbing starlight rather than reflecting it. As a hatch opened, golden radiance spilled out, and a figure appeared in the doorway. He was tall and broad-shouldered, with a full russet beard and deep-set amber eyes. His weathered leather coat was covered in small vials containing glowing substances of every color. When he reached out his hand, Eliza felt herself drawn gently toward the ship by an invisible force. "Welcome aboard the Ember of Alexandria," he said, his voice rich and melodious. "You appear to be having a rather suboptimal day, Captain Frost." As Eliza crossed the threshold into warmth and light, she realized her ordeal was far from over. The aliens might have destroyed her ship, but the real battle for humanity's future was just beginning. The Alchemist's secret. The ship's interior defied everything Eliza knew about spacecraft design. Curved walls inlaid with actual wood enclosed a space that felt more like an ancient library than a control room. Shelves filled with glass containers of every imaginable color stretched from floor to ceiling, and at the center stood a large vessel containing swirling golden liquid that radiated warmth. "You know my name," Eliza managed, her voice hoarse. "Indeed, Captain Eliza Frost. Disgraced archaeologist, currently presumed dead along with your crew." Her rescuer gestured toward a curved screen displaying news feeds about the destruction of an unauthorized research vessel. "I am Pearl Thorne, alchemist and collector of curiosities." "Alchemist?" Eliza couldn't hide her skepticism. "You mean chemist?" Pearl's expression shifted to mild offense. "Chemistry is concerned with predictable reactions. Alchemy is the transformation of essence into something greater." He gestured at the golden liquid. No mere chemical compound could capture actual starlight and preserve it in liquid form. As if responding to his words, the liquid glowed more intensely, sending waves of warmth through the chamber. Despite herself, Eliza was drawn to it, the heat wrapping around her like an embrace after the merciless cold of space. "The Phoenix Elixir," Pearl continued. "That's what the aliens were searching for, isn't it? The genetic template from the ruins of Proxima Centauri 4. Eliza stiffened. The data core's contents were classified at the highest level. "I can't discuss. There's no need for formalities between fellow enthusiasts of the arcane." Pearl moved to a shelf and selected a vial of shimmering silver powder. The Argentum Avis was said to be the crowning achievement of pre-collapse bioengineering. A creature capable of absorbing radiation with cellular regeneration so advanced it could reform from a single preserved cell. Eliza's heart raced. How could this strange man know such details? A proximity alarm suddenly sounded. Pearl moved to the control panel, bringing up a holographic display. "It seems we have company. An alien patrol ship on intercept course." Through the viewports, Eliza could see the predatory silhouette approaching, the same design that had destroyed her ship. They must have detected our presence, Pearl said, placing both hands on the central vessel. The ship hummed to life around them. Perhaps they believe you might have salvaged something of interest. Eliza's hand reflexively moved to her hidden pocket, where the data core pressed against her ribs. Pearl's amber eyes caught the movement. We should depart, he said with a knowing smile. I have no desire to explain my presence to alien authorities. Sanctuary of Wonders. The ship surged forward with impossible speed, leaving the alien patrol vessel far behind. Through the viewing port, Eliza watched stars blur into streaks of light, but the sensation was utterly unlike conventional faster-than-light travel. This was smooth, gentle, as though they were sliding through the universe on a cushion of warmth. Where are we going? She asked. To a place of safety, Pearl replied, adjusting something on the control panel. And perhaps, if you're amenable, we can discuss a mutually beneficial arrangement regarding that data core in your pocket. Eliza's hand flew to her hidden pocket. How did you? I specialize in the detection and manipulation of energy. That device has been emitting a distinctive signature since you came aboard. She considered her limited options. She was aboard an unknown vessel with a self-proclaimed alchemist, fleeing from aliens that had already destroyed her ship. The data core contained information they clearly wanted badly enough to commit mass murder for. What kind of arrangement? She asked cautiously. Pearl's face lit up with a captivating smile. One that involves resurrection, Captain. The revival of something long thought extinct. The ship descended through swirling clouds toward a small planetoid. As they broke through the cloud cover, Eliza gasped. Below them stretched a landscape of impossible beauty, floating islands covered in lush vegetation, connected by bridges that appeared to be made of pure light. Waterfalls cascaded from the edges, their spray creating perpetual rainbows. Welcome to Avalonia, Pearl said, guiding the ship toward a circular landing pad. My humble sanctuary. Humble wasn't the word Eliza would have chosen. The structure dominating the island was a fantastic blend of ancient and futuristic architecture. Soaring spires of material that shimmered like mother-of-pearl interspersed with living trees coaxed into architectural forms. This is impossible, she murmured. This system isn't on any charts. That's rather the point of a sanctuary, Pearl replied, bringing the ship to a gentle landing. It helps to cultivate certain skills when one wishes to remain undisturbed. As they disembarked, the air that greeted Eliza was warm and sweet, filled with unfamiliar blossoms. After the sterile atmosphere of starships and the cold vacuum of space, it felt almost intoxicating. You'll want to rest, Pearl said, leading her along a path of luminescent stones. We can discuss business after you've recovered. You were expecting me? Eliza asked, suspicion creeping back. Pearl laughed warmly. I maintain a state of perpetual readiness for interesting opportunities, Captain. It's a professional habit. That night, as Eliza soaked in a bath of steaming, scented water, she reflected on her situation. She had nearly died in the cold emptiness of space. Now she was immersed in warmth and impossible beauty. But questions remained about her mysterious host's true intentions, and whether the legendary phoenix could truly be brought back from extinction. The Phoenix Awakens. The next morning, Eliza followed a path of glowing blue stones to Pearl's main laboratory. The structure was even more impressive than the guest quarters, crystal domes and towers reaching skyward, their surfaces refracting sunlight into dancing rainbows. Inside, the laboratory was a spectacular blend of cutting-edge technology and arcane apparatus. Holographic displays hovered alongside bubbling retorts and alchemical equipment. Transparent tubes carried liquids of every conceivable color between stations where they were analyzed by both conventional scanners and strange devices that seemed to measure properties beyond normal physics. At the center stood Pearl, now dressed in an elaborate full-length robe of copper material with patterns that shifted as he moved. His back was to her as he worked at a circular console surrounding a large egg-shaped containment field glowing with soft silver light. "Ah, Captain," he said without turning. "Feeling more yourself, I trust. How did you know I was here?" Enhanced senses are an occupational byproduct. He turned to face her, amber eyes gleaming. But let's discuss more interesting matters. For instance, the genetic template you carry. Eliza crossed her arms. I never said. Please, Captain. Aliens don't dispatch kill squads to destroy civilian vessels over ordinary artifacts. Pearl gestured toward the containment field. I've been preparing for this moment for decades. Preparing for what? To witness the return of legend. Pearl moved to the console, his fingers dancing over controls that seemed to respond to touch, thought, and perhaps something deeper. The Silver Phoenix was never truly extinct, Captain. It was simply dormant. The containment field began to pulse more rapidly, and Eliza felt the data core in her pocket grow warm. As if drawn by some invisible force, she found herself reaching for it. Yes, Pearl whispered. The template recognizes its destiny. Eliza hesitated only a moment before placing the data core into a receptacle that seemed designed specifically for it. The laboratory filled with brilliant silver light as ancient genetic codes merged with Pearl's alchemical mastery. Within the containment field, something began to take shape. At first, just wisps of silver energy, but gradually coalescing into a form both beautiful and terrible. Wings of pure light stretched wide, and eyes like stars opened to gaze upon the world for the first time in millennia. The Phoenix was reborn. But their moment of triumph was shattered by proximity alarms. Through the laboratory's crystal windows, Eliza could see the sky darkening with alien ships, an entire fleet surrounding Avalonia. They found us, she breathed. Pearl's expression was grim but determined. Then it's time to see if legends are stronger than conquest. Rise from ashes. The alien fleet descended like a plague of metal locusts, their weapons charging with ominous energy. Pearl's sanctuary shuddered under the first barrage, but the Phoenix within the containment field only burned brighter. They're targeting the laboratory, Eliza said, watching the tactical display. They know what we've done. Let them come. Pearl's hands moved across the controls with practiced precision. The Phoenix has slept long enough. The containment field dissolved, and the legendary creature stepped forth in all its glory. Silver feathers caught the light like liquid metal, and its cry rang out across Avalonia, a sound that spoke of rebirth, of defiance, of the eternal flame that refuses to be extinguished. The Phoenix spread its magnificent wings and launched itself through the crystal dome, which parted like water before its passage. In the sky above, alien ships wheeled and turned, their weapons tracking the blazing figure ascending toward them. Energy beams lanced down, striking the Phoenix directly. For a moment, Eliza's heart stopped, but then she understood. Each blast that should have destroyed the creature only made it brighter, more radiant. The Phoenix was absorbing the alien weapon's energy, converting destruction into power. Impossible, she whispered. Not impossible, Pearl said, his eyes reflecting the Phoenix's silver fire. Inevitable. This is what the creature was designed for, to transform the weapons of conquest into the tools of liberation. The Phoenix dove among the alien ships, and wherever it passed, their dark hulls began to crack and burn. Not with ordinary flame, but with the pure light of renewal. One by one, the predatory vessels fell from the sky, their alien crews abandoning ship as their technology failed in the presence of something far older and more powerful than their empire. The battle was brief but decisive. Within minutes, the surviving alien ships were fleeing into hyperspace, their invasion force shattered by a single creature of legend. The Phoenix circled once above Avalonia, its cry echoing across the floating islands, before settling gracefully on the laboratory's rebuilt dome. It folded its wings and regarded Eliza with ancient, knowing eyes. It's beautiful, she said, stepping closer. The Phoenix lowered its head, and Eliza reached out to touch the silver feathers. They were warm, not with heat, but with life itself. In that moment of contact, she felt the creature's purpose flowing through her, not just to destroy, but to protect, to heal, to ensure that hope could always rise from the ashes of despair. What happens now? She asked Pearl. The alchemist smiled, his amber eyes twinkling with satisfaction. Now, Captain, the phoenix returns to the stars. There are other worlds that need its protection, other species threatened by those who would extinguish the light of freedom. As if understanding his words, the phoenix spread its wings once more and took flight, ascending toward the heavens until it became just another star in the vast cosmos, a reminder that even in the darkest void, legends can be reborn. Eliza watched until the phoenix disappeared from sight, then turned to Pearl. "And us? We have work to do," he said simply. "There are other myths to awaken, other impossibilities to make real. After all, the universe is far too interesting a place to let conquerors have the final word." Together, they returned to the laboratory, where new adventures awaited among the swirling vials and ancient mysteries. The phoenix had risen from its ashes, and in doing so, had shown that some flames can never truly be extinguished. In the depths of space, the silver bird of legend soared free once more, carrying hope to worlds that had forgotten what miracles looked like. The end.